Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are here in my broadcast area of my basement. I'm getting ready to go out and work on the NotchO Fox, but this is how I'm starting my day with a chocolate banana smoothie from Wawa and a bacon, egg, and cheese croissant. I know, not the most healthy breakfast that one might have, but I need some energy. On the last video, we talked about the engine that we're going to put in Project NotchO Foxbody. There's something out there on the horizon that some people are aware of, and maybe some of you are not, but Ford is about to release a version of the Godzilla crate engine that is not yet available. It's called the Megazilla. Now, Megazilla is a crate engine based on the same Godzilla F250, F350 motor that's coming out, or that's already out. And the Megazilla is going to have a whole lot of stuff in it that you're going to want. It's going to be around 615 horsepower, 500 and some foot-pounds of torque, and the 500 foot-pounds of torque is from like 2,500 RPMs on up. So that's going to be a powerhouse. Ford has not yet released it, but it is coming out. It's going to have polished imported heads. It's going to have that new intake that I did show you a picture of in the last video. It's going to have forged pistons and rods, and it will be pretty much ready to add boost to right out of the box. How much is that going to be? I do not know. The current Godzilla crate engine right now is anywhere from 7,900 on up to the low 8,000 range, which is still pretty reasonable. I'm pretty sure that the Megazilla is going to be way more than that. I would love to get the Megazilla. So Ford, if you're listening, I would love to get one of those Megazilla crate engines for this channel to show the public what it can do. Yeah, I'm probably reaching here, but yeah, that would be great if they would support a small channel like myself and just slide me one of those Megazilla crate engines to try out to see how they run. But yeah, that's probably a pipe dream for me, but hey, you don't know if you don't ask. If you don't ask, you can't get anything, but hey, that would be great. So before we start the day off, I always start my day off with prayer. That's one of the things that you probably notice when you turn on one of my videos. There's a Bible verse at the beginning of the video. Well, that's where I start my day. I start my day praying and asking the Lord. First, I thank Him for what He's already done. That's wake me up, and then praying for His direction and all the things that I say and do, that they will line up with His word. So yeah, that's how we start our day. I try to eat healthier than this side. This is my day off, so I'm kind of splurging. Normally I might have a breakfast bar and some water with lemon. So hey, yeah, every now and then you just gotta kick your heels up and enjoy the day anyway. But that's how we start our day. So we start our day with prayer every day. We try to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to represent our Savior, Jesus Christ. But if you know me and my channel, you probably already know that. But today, what we're going to do, we're going to go out into the garage, and I've been wrestling. I even said a prayer today about this. My driver's door, we put the door hinge pins, new hinge pins in, and that straightened up the door, so now that it closes pretty much straight toward where it's supposed to. But in the process of your hinges wearing out, what will happen is the door will sag, and then what you will do, you'll wear out the door striker. So that little plastic bushing, I tried to replace that. Mine would not come off. I've seen people take theirs apart and then theirs just came off. Mine would not, so I had to buy a new door striker. Now I went to Amazon and ordered a pair of door strikers. I figured I'd put both driver and passenger in as needed, but it came in a pair. I put that door striker on, went to shut the door shut and would not open. Upon further examination of that door striker that was supposed to be universally fit all these different Ford vehicles, it's not even close in the right size. As you can see in this comparison, look at the end of that. That is so thick compared to this, and that's why the door got stuck shut. So don't believe the hype. Make sure you do your research and make sure that the door striker that you get is correct. And this, obviously, if you look, you can just look at it and tell it's completely different. And I should have verified it, but I didn't. So now I've got to replace the door mechanism, which is not going to be fun. The original, I should have really checked it more closely, but what it did, it made the door stick. Now that the door latch mechanism is jacked up, so now I'm going to have to take, and I was going to have to take the door panels off anyway. We will be replacing those eventually, but I've got the window, what do you call it? Door run, weather stripping that goes around where the glass shuts. I've got that to install, and I had to go ahead and buy a new door latch mechanism. Those are not cheap. I want to say that thing probably was right around $100. But hey, I will give you this bit of advice. Don't buy any door strikers unless they are the exact replica of the original, or actually original parts numbers, and you can get those at most of your Mustang parts places, or even Ford. You could probably get them from Ford. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's get out to the garage. Okay guys, we had a slight change of plans. When I got ready to go outside, I looked at that door and the hinge and all that stuff, and that's something that I can do inside the garage any day. So today, when I opened that door, I saw the rear panels, interior panels that I had taken off before, and I decided, since it wasn't very hot or humid, it was a good breeze outside, that we would go ahead and finish the project that I started on those, and that is to clean those up and to paint them gray to match the rest of the interior that we'll be changing over to gray and black. So let's get started. Okay guys, we just finished hosing down this interior piece, the passenger side rear kick panel, or should I say quarter panel, inner corner panel. And what we're going to do is use this old box that one of the new fenders that we had purchased was in. We're going to take, and that's going to be our paint booth over here, so I don't get any paint on my driveway and make sure I don't get any overspray on my cars. Now the first thing I'm doing is spraying these panels down with the Purple Power Extreme Power Cleaner and Degreaser. I spray them down with that, and then we rinse them with a garden hose. We spray both the outside of the piece and also the underside, and you may say, why? That's going to be where you can't see it. Well, when we're doing the spray paint dye, whatever you want to call it, interior panel paint, we don't want the dust kicking up and flying into our paint from the back side, even though we will only be painting one side of that. So we're going to hose these last two pieces down, and then we'll let them dry, and then we're going to go back over them with alcohol and a soft towel to make sure they're absolutely clean and free of contamination. Here's a panel that we previously did with the gray interior dye, and what it's called is color coat. You can purchase this on Amazon. So this is what we're using. The first two coats pretty much did this job, but we're going to go back over and hit a couple of areas that look a little blotchy and just kind of even it out. Let that dry, and then we're going to tape it off and do the black. So let's get her done. Okay guys, my preferred way of doing this is to spray the biggest part first, which is the gray or all the panel out here, and then tape off like I did on this one here. Tape off the gray and just paint the small black area. So we're going to pull the tape back on this and see how the first panel turned out before we start the second one, which is here. So let's pull her off. Now the great thing about these panels is, one, there's nobody ever going to be in the back of my car, because my back car, well, the back of my car is not going to have a seat. So those panels are not even hardly ever going to be seen by except me. So we did get a little bit of overspray. As you can see, a little spray through right there and right there. What we'll do is just kind of cover that area and hit it with a little more gray and get that squared away. So as you can see, a little bit of the gray, or should I say the black, seep through the area where the paint, where the paper was not, and my tape line could have been a more crisp line, and it was not. We'll correct that on the second panel, but like I said, no one is going to see any of this in the back of my car, because nobody's going to be sitting back there, because there will be no back seat. But we're going to make it look a little better than this before we get done. Okay guys, we ended up taking a big break, went all the way down to the Norfolk, Virginia Beach area to pick up this pretty good condition Mustang front fender for our passenger side. Our passenger side has a few ripples in it toward the back, toward the front. Somebody has repaired before, not very good shape. This fender is pretty much pristine. It's got a few little scuffs in it, but otherwise it's in very good condition. I checked it out before we loaded it up, so that's what's going to be going on the passenger side. I'm probably going to sand it and prime it so it doesn't look so odd on that side. It's red, but it's a complete different color than the color that you see in here. So we took a quick trip down to Virginia Beach. So we didn't get finished all of the interior panels done until just a few minutes ago. So here is the one. It's kind of hard to see, the light is shining on it funny, but it turned out pretty good. Like I say, it doesn't have to be perfect, because it's going to be back in the back behind the seat there, and they used to be red, now they're gray and black. So let's unmask this one and see how it turned out. And these panels were not perfect to begin with, so I mean, they're going to be what they're going to be. So let's unmask it and see how it turned out. I did the gray earlier before I left to go down to Virginia Beach, and then I did the black just a few minutes ago. So let's pull the paper off and see if I made a pretty good line this time. There we go. Okay. These turned out better than the one earlier today, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, we just want it to be gray and black back there and look halfway decent. If somebody should poke their head in the back and look. So we are finished with the panels, and they turned out pretty good. I noticed one thing about that paint, it's kind of blotchy. It can be kind of blotchy when you're putting it on. I tried to fan it on, I tried all kinds of different things, but it turned out good enough. I'm happy with it. I'm more happy with getting this fender
because I have been looking for one. This one came up on the marketplace and I paid a very decent $50 for it. Of course, it probably cost me about $30 in gas, so still we're only into it for about 80 bucks. So hey, in the Foxbody market, that is definitely a bargain. So that's all for today, and I will see you guys on the next one. Remember to like and subscribe.